The Championship with Pucker Pies. Don't compromise.
Now back in League One, we have already seen Brentford win here at Swindon. Southend, meanwhile, who've led the way in the division since the new year, have been struggling in recent weeks to clinch promotion to the Championship. Could they find the final push they needed this weekend? Mid-table Doncaster were the visitors to Roots Hall.
Good distance from Blaney. Lewis Guy has brushed off the attentions of Jupp. Not much by way of support, but that's still a waste. Now, there's Eastwood, there's Gota! Oh, he should have scored. Steve Tilson, who's running the London Marathon tomorrow. Guy goes down under the challenge of Barrett, and Doncaster are asking the question. And they had the right to a more positive answer. Guy, twisting and turning past Barrett. There's Coppinger! Doncaster lead at Roots Hall! Eastwood. Wayne Gray. It'll come for Guttridge! Well held by Blaney.
And we looked really nervous, to be honest, from the start. Start of the game. I thought once they scored, we started to play a little bit more, but we did look very nervous and tentative today. The pressure of getting them 3 points to get over the line has obviously shown today.
We were in a great position, and people, they do expect then, and maybe the expectation was too much. Like I said, people kept talking about this is the promotion party, and as players we knew it wasn't.
Shame we never got a goal today and got the equaliser, and gone on to get the win, but just obviously it'd be nice to get it all done and dusted next week at Swansea.
You've got the London Marathon to look forward to tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I've got to run 26 miles thinking about promotion now, so that's going to be even more difficult. But I'm sure I'll get round and get ready for next week at Swansea.
Colchester's late charge for automatic promotion will go to the wire. Their early season flair has returned. Liam Chilvers headed them into a lead with barely 5 minutes played, and even though Stephen Cook pegged them back just 3 minutes later, Phil Parkinson has somehow restored the steel into a team which had failed to win away from home since January. Chuck that stat in the rubbish bin now. Scott Vernon was left unmarked early in the second half, and that was enough. Fans of Birmingham, West Brom and Aston Villa should take heart. At least you don't support Walsall. Yesterday they dropped into the basement. David Graham did the early damage, and after that there was no way back, although Huddersfield laboured until the final 7 minutes to secure the win. But when Chris Westwood earned himself a sending off for this late tackle on Andy Booth, the game was pretty much up, even though the referee kept people guessing with the colour of the card. After that, the game and large unmarked sections of the Bescott Stadium seemed to open up for the visitors. Pavel Abbott took advantage, but only at the second time of asking. Michael Leary then pulled one back for the condemned side, even though it took at least one and possibly two deflections on its way through a crowded area and into the back of the net. But Huddersfield, without a win in 3, needed the points to shore up their playoff credentials. Andy Booth's late winner gave them the very results they needed. Huddersfield's Yorkshire neighbours stay on course for the playoffs too, despite dropping points for the second time in a week. Keegan Parker put Blackpool ahead midway through the first half, but Barnsley favoured a 1-1 draw. 8 times already in the league, this made it 9. Brian Howard's 53rd minute equaliser, a priceless point for the promotion hopefuls, who left it as late as the 90th minute for their only other significant contribution. Paul Reed sending off a footnote and not a turning point. Opposing fortunes going into this game for these two sides. No wins in 8 for Hartlepool, 6 wins in 6 for Forest. And Nathan Tyson is one of the reasons why. His 22nd of the season gave this fixture the look of business as usual as Forest continue their charge up the table. Wrong. The home side then scored the next 3 goals. Joel Porter got the first, and then midway through the second half a double whammy. Michael Nelson netted the second as Forest began to crumble away, and the Victoria ground rubbed its eyes in disbelief. And when Michael Proctor hit the third 2 minutes later, well, the place quite simply erupted. The Great Escape could now be on. And although Chris Commons pulled one back late on for Forest, it wasn't enough. The elusive club record 7th win remains just a nice idea, but Hartlepool now have a real chance of escaping the drop.
Swansea's faltering playoff effort took another knock on the hour when Paul Warne tumbled under Tom Williams' challenge. A man in lethal form, Luke Beckett, stepped up for the penalty. 9 goals in 7 games for the Oldham striker. Christian O'Leary only has that many in his entire league career, but after Lee Grant put the ball into orbit, an inspired strike from the midfielder rescued the Swans. O'Leary's first of a season, just enough to lift them back into the playoff places. Bristol City have been flying up the table with Steve Brooker leading the charge, sharp as ever to net his 4th in 6 games. Gary Johnson's side had won 4 in a row, and this result was rarely in doubt once Mark McCammon added a second. Tranmere's fate was sealed by a strange episode. Jason McAteer raises an arm, but with no real result. Hard to say whether that was what offended the officials, but soon after, McAteer was on his way. Rovers have gone 4 without scoring, all defeats. This rout wrapped up when Cole Skuse was chopped down and Craig Woodman produced City's final flourish. Gillingham went to Somerset with a club record in sight. 7 successive wins would equal their best ever. And after just 12 minutes, thanks to Tommy Black, it seemed history was soon to be made. How wrong could they be? The euphoria lasted all of 5 minutes. Phil Jevons putting away a penalty that had seen Brent Sancho sent off. Yeovil's desire for the win was even more urgent than Gillingham's. The relegation pack not far behind. So after the Kent side failed to clear, Chris Cohen's header made it a very happy home dressing room at half-time. Now the task was to kill off the game, and a bright start after the break was rewarded as Cohen crossed for Paul Terry. Gillingham were missing Sancho, and it seemed the match was as good as over when Sean Cloasy's dreadful back header dropped onto the toe of Aaron Davis. "4-1 seemed a pretty comfortable scoreline until the Gills conjured up a goal out of nothing from Mike Flynn. With 13 minutes to go, at least the unbeaten run might still be salvaged. And Andrew Crofts bagged himself a beauty 2 minutes from time to leave Yeovil begging for the final whistle. It was a great effort from 10-man Gillingham, but the scoreline stayed 4-3.
Port Vale's 4-game unbeaten run was ended by a team enjoying a 4th successive home win. Mark Bauer getting Bradford's winner just before half-time. Yes, with his right knee. Bradford had further chances. Lewis Emmanuel stinging Mark Goodlad's fingers. Rotherham have proposed a voluntary arrangement with creditors to avoid going out of existence. If the deal is accepted, they'll start next season with a 10-point deduction. Hopes of kicking off in League One looked remote when Andy Keogh gave Scunthorpe the lead. Rotherham were rather wasteful, but they did get their equaliser in the 83rd minute, scored by substitute Will Hoskins. Are the Dons set for yet another last-day escape, just as they did last season? The Dons are certainly in good shape, winning for the 4th game in succession. Clive Platt gave them the lead, but Colin Larkin scored just after half-time to equalise and to keep the heat on Danny Wilson's team. Then Gareth Edds came on as a substitute and scored the winner for the Dons. It's Tranmere next at home, followed by Rotherham away.
Walsall will definitely be playing League 2 football next season, but MK Dons and Hartlepool improved their chances of avoiding the drop by recording crucial victories over Chesterfield and Nottingham Forest. Southend require 1 win from their final 2 games to guarantee themselves a Championship place, while Colchester, Brentford and Huddersfield all won to retain their hopes of automatic promotion.
Now, like League One, there are plenty of live issues still in League Two, top and bottom. As we've seen, Southend at the top of League One are still looking to clinch back-to-back promotions. At the top of League Two, could Carlisle do exactly the same? But this weekend, clutching at their Cumbrian coattails, Mr. McCoist.
When you've travelled from the depths of the conference to the brink of promotion to League One in just 2 years, I would think the least you can expect is perhaps a night in a Swiss hotel. let's have a word with the man responsible. Relegation, promotion, and hopefully promotion again. It's never a dull moment with Carlisle, is it?
No, I think you can go even further back than that, and you're talking about goalkeepers scoring goals in the last kick of the game. You talk about staying up on goal difference, staying up because other clubs haven't got the right grounds, all that sort of rubbish. So what we're experiencing now is wonderful, and we want to keep it going for as long as possible.
What would it mean to you personally, promotion and winning a championship with this Carlisle team?
I'd love it, because the Carlisle people, obviously what they've been through the last couple of years with the floods and whatnot, they deserve a lot more, and the support we've had this season has been phenomenal.
Up the Blues!
The Blues are going up! Come on! They reckon there were thousands of Carlisle supporters down here today.
And they're going to be coming down, because we've got a chance of the promotion, and if Northampton slip up, we've got a chance of being champions if we get the result that we needed. So we'll be coming down their thousands. It'll be like a home game, I reckon.
Well, the players are confident, the manager's certainly confident. Let's find out how the owner feels about things.
Just fantastic. I mean, I feel like the fans feel, you can hear them. It's just a fantastic feeling with Carlisle United. Any clubs, it's fans, and the fans are just bouncing.
What do you think your team strengths are?
The team strengths are that me as the owner knows nothing about football and never will say anything about football.
So that's a bonus then, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Ronaldo's objective here is straightforward enough. Lumsden, and a splendid save by Jason White. Ronaldo, and he's been caught out by Brown. Barker in the middle, and Brown is denied by Kieran Westwood. Ronaldo. Baptiste is keeping close to Hawley. Bridges, Hawley again. No penalty. Bridges. And Michael Bridges nearly caught White off his line. Inventiveness not usually associated with League Two. Lumsden has found Bridges. Agonisingly close. Willoughby. Let's aim towards Brown. Barker scored. That wasn't in the Carlisle script. Mansfield ahead, and it's Richie Barker's 23rd goal of the season. Arnold again, he's onside, and he has wasted a glorious opportunity to make it 2-0. The champagne will have to go on ice for a little bit longer. Here's Hawley though, denied by Westwood. Bridges, and Hawley. An equalising goal for Carlisle in the very last minute. They couldn't have left it any later. A second successive promotion for Paul Simpson's team on an afternoon when they were made to work right until the final whistle.
I'll tell you, you left it a bit late, didn't you?
We always do. I think it's a bit of suspense. We like the gaffer and Dennis to have a bit of a heart attack on the bench.
And would that be correct in saying there's going to be a bit of celebrating tonight?
Just a bit.
It was horrible today. Ugly game of football from our point of view. Performance wasn't there. But we wanted 1 point out of it. We've got a point, and that's what it means to everybody, what we're seeing around. It's the spirit, everything that goes with it.
What's that all about?
That's our physios, mental. They're all mental, but we've worked hard to get here, so we're delighted.
Did you think that goal was ever going to go in?
No, I didn't. I thought we were going to have to wait another week. So we're thrilled to pieces. It's it's what we all wanted, and we're going to enjoy it.
Relegation 2 seasons ago, promotion last season, promotion again this season. There never is a dull moment with Carlisle.
So well done to Carlisle, a second successive promotion. Still to come today, the rest of the action in League Two.
And we're with Torquay United, 92nd in the Football League. No team needed a win more this weekend. Sorry, fellas.
The Championship with Pucker Pies. Don't compromise.
Despite a good win at Macclesfield on Easter Monday, coming into this weekend, Torquay were still at the very foot of the Football League. Can they stay in it? they've certainly got a manager who in his time has both tuned in and dropped out of the league. As Gabriel Clarke now reports.
It's many fans' favourite away trip, a weekend down on the English Riviera, and you've probably seen your team win. But Torquay United are about as durable as the rock they sell down by the seafront. 79 years, and they spent most of it perfecting the art of escapology in the 92 club. Going, but never gone.
My name is Mike Bates and I'm Torquay United chairman, and I have been for 16 very long years.
We've had at least 2 re-elections, maybe more.
You got the famous police dog incident, which was before my time.
Then we went to Barnet a couple of years ago.
Barnet, fabulous, yeah, tremendous, but we won the game.
We've had Stevenage where the ground wasn't up to scratch.
We're a little club, and little clubs will always struggle. Simple as that.
The chairman's weather-beaten features mirror Torquay's recent history, but last season Mike Bateson thought he'd cracked it. Torquay were in League One, only to be relegated in the final minute of the final match. This season has been as much fun as happy hour at Fawlty Towers. Bateson's onto his 3rd manager in 4 months.
I'm Ian Atkins. I've been manager of Torquay United for 2 games.
You've got 6 games to save this club, 79 years of history. Can you do it?
Yeah, why not? There's points to play for. Until it's mathematically certain that you can't, then of course you can. I mean, there's at the moment we've got 4 to play with. If we win 4 games, I think they'll be safe. If they win 3, I think they'll be safe. And there's 3 home games and 1 away.
What makes you the right man to sort this club out?
I ain't got a clue, probably daft.
Confident?
Yeah, certainly am.
Nervous?
And nervous.
Ian Atkins has been here before. He's pulled up a salvage operation or 2, but Torquay United began 5 points adrift of safety. And even Harry Houdini ended up pushing his luck once too often.
Good start, eh?
Home has to be sweet. Wrexham was the first of 3 games in the last 4 at Plainmoor. The 2,500 hardcore, here to praise Torquay, not to bury them, will tell you this is one of the better sides they've seen in the last decade. They're just a bit soft. 9 minutes was all it took for Martin Phillips to find the net. Hope, but no great expectation. Playoff chasing Wrexham began to dominate. Torquay seemed content to hold what little they had, a precarious existence. Time was standing still again. And the bloke on the tannoy didn't help.
Diamond 1, Wickham Wanderers 0. Scunthorpe 21, Shrewsbury Town 0. The agony continues.
It's no good being a Torquay supporter if you want to have a relaxed life. It's a continual worry.
The caretaker had to cut through the tension. Message received. Those in gold and blue began to go forward again. A second goal would settle things. A second goal never arrived. But this is April in Torquay. Nerve twitching, chain smoking, clock watching, purgatory, even in the posh seats.
Get on side, Torquay!
Atkins had asked for 2 things, bottle and a bit of luck. He got both. A second win in 3 games takes him 1 step closer to another survival mission accomplished. The great survivors are convinced there will be an 80th season in the Football League.
We've still got an awful lot of work to do, but at least again it gives you a fighting chance. And I said before, all those clubs that were just above you, now they're looking over the shoulder. And I'll tell you what, the pressure on them is far more intense than what's on the players here now, because they know what they've got to do.
You going to sleep well tonight?
I will after about 19, I guess.
2 of Ian Atkins' former clubs in action, and Oxford hover just above Torquay, down amongst the almost dead men. More days like this will see them really worried. Chris Doig got Northampton started, and they are a team on a charge at the moment. Their mission yesterday to cement second place with a 6th win in 7 games. They got it at a canter. Martin Smith doubled the lead, and then just 2 minutes later, Josh Lowe headed a 3rd after some soft defending. Quite simply, Northampton take their chances. After that, there was no way back for Oxford, unless of course you count Chris Wilmot's goal quarter of an hour from time, but sadly for him you wouldn't really, since it hardly mattered. Oxford are away to Wrexham next. Orient are still in with a chance of getting up automatically, but they could have used a win here. 75 seconds in and they took the lead through John Mackey. But Lincoln had ambitions of their own, and Jamie Forrester's equaliser was not only smartly taken, it was also crucially important, keeping them in the mix for the playoffs. But Grimsby can't be doing with the playoffs. This win at home to Cheltenham means they might not have to. Gary Jones' goal leapfrogs them over Leyton Orient and into the top 3. They should have made it more, and were it not for Shane Higgs in the Cheltenham goal, they would have done. But his outstanding save meant that it was tighter in the end than it might have been.
Wycombe's temporary manager Steve Brown got off to a tricky start at the bottom club Rushden, who led through Marcus Kelly. Brown will see out the season in place of John Gorman, whose wife passed away in February. He's taking compassionate leave. Russell Martin very nearly gave the new boss an equaliser. Instead, they had to wait until just past the hour, when the ever-reliable Tommy Mooney did the job. Only 3 minutes later, the promotion chasers had turned the scoreline around. Wycombe skipper Roger Johnson putting Wanderers ahead. Gorman decided to step down now to protect his team's promotion chances. And their first win in 7 was made safe as Rushden's Rob Gear conceded a penalty and earned his marching orders. From the spot, Mooney tucked away number 3. The drama started early at London Road as Peterborough boss Steve Bleasdale resigned just over an hour before kick-off. So when John Miles gave Macclesfield the lead, it was up to club owner Barry Fry to find a solution. And not for the first time, Danny Crowe came to the rescue. Bleasdale said he was sick of 4 or 5 people picking the team. Posh are currently filming a TV programme featuring Ron Atkinson. Dave Farrell fired them into an 83rd minute lead, but in keeping with the chaotic atmosphere, Macclesfield were back on terms in the 90th minute when Miles got his second of the game. Still time for the plot to take another twist. 3 minutes into stoppage time, Peterborough topped off a turbulent afternoon with the clincher. Crowe again, and that should please all the bosses. A gripping game at Darlington too, where the home side were hoping to push their playoff claim. A freakish own goal from Chris Brass got them going. Ronaldinho, watch and learn. Thankfully for Bury, David Flitcroft had a more cultured contribution to make. An impressive curler had them back in contention after 22 minutes. The busy start was bettered by a frantic finish. 10 minutes from time, Akpo Sodje restored Darlington's advantage. That left Bury fearing for their future in the league, which is powerful motivation. Brian Barry Murphy took the chance to level superbly. And incredibly, in injury time, Bury hit the front for the first time. Matthew Tipton on target, dealing a big blow to Darlington's promotion hopes. That sting in the towel was good for Bristol Rovers, still hoping to sneak into the top 7 themselves. Boston keeper Conrad Logan was the star of the show, until from Junior Agogo's cross, Craig Disley put Rovers on the right path. That lead disappeared in the second half, Julian Joachim bundling the ball home for Boston. The celebrations didn't last long. Austin McCann's foul gave Richard Walker the opportunity to take his league tally for the season into the 20s. He never looked like missing. The day's outstanding performer was probably a go-go. Always a threat, the pacey striker made the point safe in typical style.
We were disappointed with the goal we conceded. You know, we got done around the back post again from the cross, as we do against Rushden. So you know, there are things to work on, and there was a few contentious penalty decisions both ends, and you know, we have had a little bit of luck today. There's no doubt about that. But in the end, I think with the play even before they got their equaliser and the play at the finish, I think we deserved the win.
Stockport weren't going to go the way of Rushden, who Shrewsbury had pushed back into the relegation mire when they beat them 4-1 on Tuesday. Goalkeeper Jamie Spencer was outstanding. Stockport played with confidence and purpose and took the lead 9 minutes before half-time, thanks to Jamie Ward, a teenager on loan from Aston Villa. Stockport were bottom in January, but since Jim Gannon took over from Chris Turner, they've taken 33 points from 21 games. Kevin O'Connor blasted goal number 2. Shrewsbury had raised their hopes of making the playoffs over the Easter weekend, and 20 minutes into the second half managed to pull a goal back through Glyn Hurst, who 5 years ago had a brief spell with Stockport. Stockport managed to make the game safe 7 minutes from time. Saggy Burton brought down Tess Bramble. Mark Robinson was unerring, 3-1, and Stockport now 5 points clear of trouble. Now they're safe, Chester have rewarded manager Mark Wright and his coaching team with new contracts. Jake Edwards wasted the chance to add to Barnet's problems. Barnet had beaten Mansfield at Underhill on Monday, but their last away win was back in August, and they had no luck in front of goal here. Nicky Bailey denied by Chris McKenzie. And then Tom Curtis made a desperate goal line clearance to ensure that this one finished 0-0. Notts County were top for much of the first 2 months of the campaign, but will end the season merely relieved to stay clear of the bottom two. Dan Martin gave Notts County the lead after a slip by Mark Jackson. Notts County haven't won at home since January the 21st, and they were denied again here 9 minutes from time, and skipper Julian Bode gave away a penalty. Ricky Lambert stepped up to score his 20th goal of the season.
Torquay are off the bottom after beating Wrexham and could edge closer to safety at home to Stockport on Tuesday. Barnet are also in action that night when they travel to Rochdale. Carlisle's draw at Mansfield was enough to confirm their promotion. Northampton will join them if they beat Chester next week. Leyton Orient missed the chance to go third after drawing at Lincoln. Join us next a week tomorrow to see how Leagues 1 and 2 shape up, while Reading will have their hands on the Championship trophy by then. Different day, usual time though, 9:25 on Bank Holiday Monday.
Coming your way on ITV, the San Marino Grand Prix, that's live from midday here on ITV1. Round 2 of the British Touring Cars is at 3:15 this afternoon on 1. Champions Tuesday comes live from Villarreal. Will Arsenal make it to the final? Join Gabby Logan from 7:30 on ITV1. And on Thursday, can Borough claim their place in the European final? The second leg of their UEFA Cup semi is live from 7:30 on ITV4. Later that night, it's soccer night across the regions. And then next Saturday, another big fight live as Alex Arthur defends his European super featherweight title. So, congratulations to Carlisle. They are promoted to League One. That's where they'll be next season. Will Brentford be in League One next season? Possibly not. Will Swindon be in League One next season? Possibly not. We'll see you next week.
And Brooker is quick here. He's very quick. He could go all the way. It's Brooker. It's a fantastic goal. You have to say that is a fantastic goal.